Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the latest and most electrifying news surrounding your Dallas Cowboys. And today, we've got a blend of updates that might just shift the conversation about what's brewing in Dallas as we move closer to the 2025 NFL season. As of this week, we're officially 100 days away from the Cowboys season opener in Philadelphia, and anticipation is bubbling over in every corner of Cowboys Nation. The heat is on, and while most of the league is settling into off-season routines, Dallas is already cooking up narratives, some real, some speculative, and some that could erupt into something massive. If you're a Cowboys fan, you'll want to lock in for this one, because the headlines we're diving into today paint a portrait of a franchise at a critical juncture. As part of ESPN's celebration of the 100-day countdown to kickoff, several lists and projections were released, giving us insight into what the national media is thinking about this upcoming season. And yes, the Cowboys found themselves mentioned, but perhaps not as prominently as fans had hoped. One early season matchup was highlighted as particularly important, signaling that Dallas will once again be under the spotlight early. Yet, as we all know, spotlight doesn't necessarily translate to respect, and in this case, it's the Cowboys rookie class that was notably snubbed from the projected top 2025 rookies by position. That omission speaks volumes. Despite what Cowboys insiders and fans believe to be a strong draft haul, the broader national narrative seems to be one of doubt, or at least indifference. It's not the first time Dallas has been overlooked, and frankly, this team is no stranger to being underestimated. In fact, that underdog energy might be just what this roster needs. There's a buzz around the star in Frisco that you can't quite quantify with numbers or rankings. There's a palpable sense of something shifting, an internal change in tone, in energy, in purpose. Even though the team hasn't made the splashiest moves this offseason, there's a quiet confidence forming within the building. Part of that is a growing bond among players, a camaraderie that is starting to feel deeper and more genuine than it has in recent years. This isn't the 2020 Cowboys trying to figure out leadership during chaos. This is a team that's maturing, even if the media isn't ready to give them their due. But of course, no Cowboys offseason is complete without at least one major rumor lighting up social media and talk shows alike. This time, it's the whispers about Jalen Ramsey potentially donning the star on his helmet. The idea of Ramsey joining Dallas has been floated for years, going all the way back to the 2016 draft when the Cowboys had the chance to take him but chose Ezekiel Elliott instead. And while Elliott gave the franchise several explosive seasons and carried the load for a while, many fans have never fully gotten over the idea of what could have been had Dallas gone defense over offense that year. Now, nearly a decade later, Ramsey trade rumors have resurfaced like clockwork, and Cowboys fans are once again speculating on what it would mean to bring the all-pro cornerback into the fold. However, from all credible sources, it appears that the Ramsey talk is just that talk. There's no concrete movement behind the scenes, and nothing suggests that the Dolphins, his current team, are actively shopping him. While some insiders hint at internal frustrations in Miami, there's no smoking gun pointing toward a trade. Dallas, meanwhile, hasn't made any aggressive moves toward acquiring Ramsey. The fit makes sense on paper. Ramsey would immediately boost a secondary that, while promising, still has question marks. Pairing him with Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland would create one of the most formidable cornerback trios in the league. But salary cap implications, draft capital, and the fact that Dallas doesn't typically overpay for veterans all work against such a deal happening. Still, the speculation isn't completely out of left field. Dallas has had an up and down relationship with veteran defenders. They've shown in recent years that they're willing to make calculated moves. Just look at how they acquired Stephon Gilmore. But they're also known for holding on to their draft picks like gold and being extremely cautious with cap space. It's this fiscal discipline that makes a Ramsey trade unlikely unless something major changes. Yet the buzz won't die. Part of that is fan-driven nostalgia, and part of it is a very real recognition that Dallas might be one or two key defensive pieces away from being a true contender. If the front office sees that window, it's possible, just not probable. While the Ramsey saga floats in rumorland, something very real and concrete has been making waves around Cowboys Nation. Brandon Aubrey. The Cowboys' all-pro kicker continues to surprise and impress. And he's not just making news for consistency, he's doing things we've never seen before. Last season, Aubrey set a record that almost no one outside of Dallas noticed, but that doesn't make it any less incredible. He now holds the record for most consecutive field goals to start a career. He's rewriting what it means to be clutch in the kicking game, and he's doing it with a calmness that belies his experience level. If he continues at this pace, he'll shatter yet another kicking record by midseason, and suddenly the Cowboys will have not just a good kicker but a legendary one in the making. It's easy to overlook the kicker position, but anyone who's watched the NFL long enough knows that games are often won or lost by a single kick. And in a league where parity reigns and margins are razor thin, having a weapon like Aubrey is a bigger deal than people realize. Dallas has had its share of kicking woes in past seasons, misses in big moments, inconsistencies, and players who crumbled under pressure. Aubrey seems to be built differently. His presence brings a level of assurance to the special teams unit, and that kind of reliability can tilt close games in the Cowboys' favor. It's the kind of hidden value that doesn't make highlight reels but makes coaches sleep better at night. As for the rest of the roster, there's still a sense that Dallas might not be done tweaking the lineup. While they've added some youth through the draft and appear set at several key positions, the general feeling is that they could still benefit from a few veteran pickups, particularly on the defensive side. But if you're waiting for the Cowboys to make a big splash before training camp, don't hold your breath. The front office seems content for now, preferring to wait and see how things shake out with the current group. That wait-and-see approach could frustrate fans who want to see a more aggressive pursuit of a title, but it's also a testament to the belief the organization has in its developmental system. This belief isn't unfounded. Many players on this roster have grown up within the Cowboys system and are now entering the prime of their careers. Guys like Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Trayvon Diggs are no longer just promising young players, they're proven stars. The front office seems to be betting on internal growth rather than external additions. It's a risky strategy, especially in a hyper-competitive NFC East, but it's also a strategy that has shown flashes of brilliance when things click. The key will be consistency. Can Dallas avoid the late-season fades that have plagued them in recent years? It's also worth noting that Dallas' lack of appearance on the ESPN rookie rankings list shouldn't be seen as a definitive judgment. The Cowboys often select players who fit their scheme and culture rather than just chasing the flashiest names. This year's rookie class, though snubbed by national projections, has potential to be quietly effective. Training camp will give us a better look at who's ready to contribute immediately, and who will be developmental projects. But if history tells us anything, it's that Dallas has a knack for finding gems in the middle rounds and developing them into impact players. The overarching narrative here is that Dallas is quietly evolving. There's no splashy headline about a massive trade or record-breaking free agent signing, but beneath the surface, there's movement. Players are buying in. The locker room feels more unified. The team's core is experienced, and the young guys are hungry. If you're looking for a turning point season, this could very well be it. Not because of one big move, but because of the collective growth happening behind closed doors. Of course, the path to the Super Bowl won't be easy. The NFC is stacked with powerhouses like the 49ers, Lions, and Eagles, and Dallas will need to bring its A game every week. But there's a sneaky feeling that this Cowboys team is being underestimated yet again. And that might be exactly where they want to be, under the radar, focused, and ready to prove people wrong. The question is, will that motivation translate into wins? We'll start to get answers soon enough, but for now, the signs are promising. So while the headlines may not be as explosive as some would like, there's no shortage of intrigue. Whether it's the ongoing Jalen Ramsey speculation, the development of rookies and under-the-radar veterans, or the emergence of Brandon Aubrey as a special teams superstar, the Dallas Cowboys are a team on the verge of something significant. The pieces are in place. Now, it's about execution, health, and a little bit of luck. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel for all the latest updates, breakdowns, and analysis as we count down to kickoff. This season is shaping up to be one you won't want to miss, and whether the Cowboys shock the world or face another round of questions, we'll be here breaking it all down. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a moment of Cowboys action. Let's ride into this season together. Go Cowboys!